Hey everyone, Karl-Johan Gyllenstorm here, and thanks for tuning in. If you're looking to make sense of digital marketing or really boost your search engine rankings, you've come to the right place. Let's get started. Google Knowledge Graph, a goalpost that many content creators and SEO geeks have. Those who are really good at publishing online over time can manage to trigger the Google's algorithm so that a knowledge graph starts to appear when you search for their name, product, service, etc. You could say that a Google Knowledge Graph is an extra golden edge that only certain content creators get to share. In my younger days, I tried to follow all the different tips and tricks about how to succeed in getting a Google Knowledge Graph, but none of my attempts were successful. So I put it aside and continued to create content for the web, article after article, and after a few years Google Knowledge Graph showed up when you Googled my name, Karl-Johan Gyllenstorm. Obviously, I had managed to trigger the Google's algorithm in the right way. And looking back, I think part of what triggered the result was when I added several XML sitemaps in Bing Webmaster Tools. XML sitemaps that contained content in several different languages. If I remember correctly, it was a total of just over 950 high-quality articles. However, I've seen others successfully trigger the Google Knowledge Graph in a different way than what worked for me. I believe that if you publish good content for a long time, then the Google Knowledge Graph will trigger sooner or later. You cannot directly influence or choose what is displayed in the Google Knowledge Graph. It is completely controlled by the algorithm. What you can do is send feedback to Google and, in the best case, this feedback can change what is displayed in the Google Knowledge Graph. Alternatively, choose to remove content on the web that is displayed in the Google Knowledge Graph. The Google Knowledge Graph is a form of deep routing in the search engine Google, which means that the breadth of exposure of a name increases and becomes larger on Google. The Google Knowledge Graph will likely not trigger if the amount of content is too small. The Google Knowledge Graph is probably triggered when Google deems it has enough quality content associated with a name. The amount of content is crucial. I don't think you can trigger the Google Knowledge Graph by mass-producing content that is published on the web in a shorter time, like over a couple of days. To trigger the Google Knowledge Graph, the process probably requires time, and the only thing you can do to increase the odds of triggering the Google Knowledge Graph is to publish good content for a longer period of time. Google Knowledge Graph should not be confused with Google Business Profile. The Google Knowledge Graph is activated by the Google's algorithm, while the Google Business Profile is created and can be edited by the content creator. The Google Knowledge Graph is not constantly displayed. I've noticed that sometimes it doesn't trigger, but probably increases the number of times it appears in connection with increased publishing of web content. The Google Knowledge Graph is also displayed in mobile browsers, but even here it is not constant. If you want to shine a little extra on Google, create good content for a longer period of time that you publish on the web and that you put your name on. You will probably also get a Google Knowledge Graph. Thanks for listening. See you in the next episode or at gyllenstorm.net.